Hello guys, welcome back to the NW Sportscast. Mariners Postgame show coming at you. The Mariners lose 5-2 to the Cleveland Guardians and currently are split in the series 1-1. I'm going to try to make this one kind of quick. Not a lot to say. This was a disappointing loss. Could have tied up the series with a bow and win it with this one. Unfortunately, the Mariners were unable to do that. A big reason for it. The loss, unfortunately, is once again Luis Castillo. And I say once again as if it's been a recurring theme over the season. But of course, if you guys know anything about anything, you would know that the Mariners are only now 6 games in and have a 3-3 record. But Luis Castillo, he's 0-2. And unfortunately gave up another 4 runs today in 5 2/3 work. Gave up 10 hits to only 7 strikeouts. And overall, not good stuff by Castillo. In the first few innings, he looked okay. I thought he got bailed out a few times. I thought he could have given up a couple runs in the first 3, but he doesn't. He skates by. And then in the fourth, just a few unlucky circumstances. A hard hit ball to right field. It skips off Mitch Haniger's foot. And then runner scores from first. That's his first run. And then maybe a little bit of some mindset change because of that error by Haniger in right field, and Haniger's not a super good fielder to begin with. And now all of a sudden he's like, now you look up at the scoreboard and your team's losing 1-0. You gave up the hit. Obviously Haniger was part of that problem as well, but maybe the psyche got to him, and then Josh Naylor just takes one deep, 3-run shot a couple batters later. And Guardians take a 4-0 lead, never give it up, end up winning 5-2, and that's your ball game, folks. Luis Castillo, I'm not going to panic yet, but hey, 1 strike, 2 strikes, you know what happens on the 3rd strike. Nothing super drastic will happen on the 3rd strike, but I do think I will probably relegate him to our 2nd best pitcher if he has a 3rd straight bad start coming in a few days. And straight up, as your ace, Castillo was not good enough. And on the other side of things, Mr. Shane Bieber was indeed good enough. He only went 6 deep, but 9 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, gave up 6 hits, but got the outs when he needed to, and only walked 1 batter. Really, really good stuff by Bieber. This is now back-to-back outings for him where he's given up 0 runs. He's looking really solid. If I was the Guardians right now, I'd be super happy with how Shane Bieber has performed in these first couple of games, especially after his showing last year where he was not his Cy Young self at all, to say the least. But he had everything working today, had the Mariners looking silly in a lot of at-bats. Although the Mariners do still scrape across 9 hits, but they don't get the hits when it matters most. They don't get on base through walks and other means of transportation, you could say. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's hard to score runs when the only means of getting on base is by hitting the baseball, and unfortunately, once again, that was not super great by the Mariners, especially towards the top of the lineup. J.P. Crawford, you don't love to see it. 0 for 5, including the last strikeout of the game where it was really, really bad. He looked kind of silly up there next to Clase, who is, I know, granted, one of the best relievers in baseball, but J.P. Crawford, unfortunately, not getting it going early. Julio picks up a hit, so does Polanco, so does Haniger, so does Garver, so does Caltai, Canzone, and Rojas. So everyone picks up a hit besides Crawford. However, the only person with a double, a multi-hit game is your catcher, Cal Raleigh. He goes 2 for 4. And the hits the Mariners had were mostly non-consequential. Not really much to say. It really is unfortunate that the Mariners, their offense has been very stagnant for the most part to start this season. I'm still higher on the 1 through 9 compared to last year, and this 6-game stretch really doesn't mean much, if anything, to me. But it's disappointing we couldn't get off on a little bit better of a foot. Game 1, you put up 4 runs, okay, but still the offense didn't look great, and that was a loss. And then you put up 1 run, you put up 4, you put up 5, it's just, I mean, you put up 1. I mean, it's just whatever. I'm just listing numbers at this point. You guys aren't here to listen to numbers. You know, the offense has been not great, stagnant, sluggish, slow at the plate. I'm not sure what Service needs to do to really spark this lineup right now, but going home with a series sweep would be really, really great tomorrow. And I think Service can maybe switch around the lineup a little bit. I don't think Polanco's getting it done. I would move Ty France up a spot or two. I think he's looking pretty good. I don't think Rojas deserves to be in the 9 hole anymore. Although the Rojas into Crawford Rodriguez thing in theory should work pretty well if Rojas continues to bat this well. I think JP right now as the leadoff could definitely be put into question. It's tough. You don't want to start every game with JP Crawford not getting a hit. He really hasn't done much at all, and I'm as big of a JP Crawford guy as there is, and I still just, this guy was a subpar hitter 2 years ago, and he had a breakout year last year. I really hope he's not returning to his, his majority of career self. Last year was the outlier, folks. It wasn't 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the norm for Crawford, and I hope he's not returning to the norm and instead will find and prove me wrong, I guess, that JP Crawford is that, above average to almost potentially elite hitter that he showed last year, but early on the season, he's been unable to do that. Julio has not been good enough. He's our superstar. He picks up another hit, but again, it's not an RBI. It doesn't mean anything. Just been kind of sluggish. He had the walk-off. Other than that, it's been a piss-poor start for Julio. And Polanco, same kind of deal. Those top 3 guys, I think the offense really has to start getting rolling through. I'm not going to panic. And this game was frustrating, yes. But once again, you look at the Mariners, and they're 3-3 through 6 against a couple of solid baseball teams in the Red Sox and the Guardians, with a chance to be put above 500 tomorrow and get the series win against the Guardians. And at the end of the day, you go into series hoping you can win 2 out of 3, and if you can continually win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, you're going to be in a really, really good spot. And tomorrow, the Mariners have that opportunity with their guy Kirby on the mound, and it should be a good one. Mariners are once again, they're going to be favored in this one. Kirby should probably, hopefully, throw another good ball game. He looked really good last time, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went 6-7 deep this time as well. I think 6 is probably his floor, honestly. 7 would probably be my guess. Maybe 2 earned runs, and the Mariners come out with a 4-3 close victory and win the series. That'd be my take for tomorrow's game, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if the Mariners can really get it done, and I hope they do, because right now the offense is not looking great, and Luis Castillo didn't look great, and yeah, not a lot of positives from this one. So that's about it for me. Before I go, I'm going to quickly mention the relief pitching. Saucedo, 2/3 with an earned run. And then after that, Cody Bolton and Colin Snyder both looked really good early on in their tenure with the Mariners this season, especially this outing. Bolton goes 1 2/3 with 2 strikeouts, and Snyder goes against the top of the lineup against the Guardians, throws an inning, and gives up 0 runs, 0 hits, and puts a strikeout on to the tally. So good stuff from the bullpen. Unfortunately, Castillo couldn't get it done, and the Mariners couldn't lift him up offensively. And that's how you lose baseball games, folks. This is the NW Sportscast. If you like it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the video. It really does help us out. This is, post-game number 6 for us. And if you want to continually give us support and keep us going all the way throughout the season, 6 out of 162 would mean a lot. So thank you so much, and go Mariners. This is the NW Sportscast. See you guys.